Here's the secret to being successful with email marketing or anything that you do in business. I'm sitting in my lazy boy chair scrolling through YouTube videos. YouTube has this amazing ability to serve you the content that you really want to watch right at the time that you want to watch it. I don't know if you ever experienced this, but this has been my experience for many years. Amazing stuff. At that time, what I really want to watch is videos about Steve Jobs. I'm on the Steve Jobs binge, anything about him, anything by him, so all these kind of videos are popping up. As I'm scrolling down, I see this video, this thumbnail of just Steve Jobs in his younger days. Unlike the rest of the YouTube videos about Steve Jobs and all the thumbnails that have these big titles and amazing images and well done thumbnails, this one is just a screenshot of whatever is in the video. The screenshot is of Steve Jobs. He's got a beard on, he's got his round glasses, dark hair, wearing a blue shirt, and he's just kind of looking with this, thinking mind, thinking face. So I get interested, I look at the thumbnail, then I look at the actual title underneath, and it says Steve Jobs on failure. It piques my interest. I click on the video and I start watching it, and in that video he tells a story about how he called up Bill Hewlett when he was 12 years old to ask him for spare parts for his frequency counter. And Bill Hewlett was so impressed that Steve Jobs called him, this young little boy Steve Jobs called him, that he actually gave him the spare parts, and then later on he offered him a summer job in a factory building those parts for the frequency counters. And then Steve Jobs finishes telling his story, and then he goes on about how he was never afraid of asking people for help. If he wanted something, he would just call people up, he would just ask people and be like, hey, can you help me out? And most of the time people did give him help. They just said yes, or maybe come back another time. So it's never been a problem for him getting help. And then he says something that kind of makes me truly understand the secret to anything, to success in life and business. He says that's what separates people who do things from people who dream about them. You've got to act. You've got to be willing to fail. And this is where the title of the actual video, Steve Jobs on Failure, comes from. But the more important part is the part before that. It's the you've got to act. You've got to take that shot, take that step, start it, do something, think about what you want to do, and then go and do it. Try it and then fail again and keep failing until you succeed. That's the key to Steve Jobs' success. That's the key to success pretty much anybody who's successful. They've taken steps, they've acted, they've done something, they've failed. They failed many, many times. Some people get lucky, they try, fail, and then they succeed. Some people have to spend a little bit more time failing. They try, fail, and fail, and fail, and fail, and eventually they succeed. A lot of people, they try, fail a lot of the times, and never succeed. For those people, the reason for success could be many different things. Maybe they just keep trying without learning. So that's the problem. You try, you learn, and then you will succeed eventually. Maybe there's just bad luck. But the goal is not to focus on that. The goal is to focusing on trying, taking steps, acting, and then succeeding eventually, learning from your failures and then succeeding eventually. That's the goal. I've failed many times. I've failed thousands of times at different things. I've failed at starting businesses many times. I've built applications nobody's used. I've built marketing campaigns nobody wanted to try out or pay attention to or subscribe to. I've built lead magnets nobody wanted to download. I've created posts nobody read. I've done all of these things, and one common thread through all of them was I decided to do it rather than think about or dreaming about doing it. I just did it. I said, you know what, I'm going to put it out there even if it's not good, even if I don't think it's perfect, even though I really wanted everything to be just right. I had to work on myself to get me out of that mode where do it, then see what happens, learn, and then see where it takes you. In my previous job as a product manager, one of the things that we followed, the credo that we followed, was called build, measure, learn. And the idea was to kind of build whatever you were building, put it out there, measure the response, see how people are responding to whatever you built. In this case, this was an application. Learn from it and then build it again, improved from your learnings, from your measurement. And now it's this loop that you want it to go on continually. Build, measure, learn, build, measure, learn. So anything that you want to do it, get the response, learn from it, then do it again a little bit better. And this incremental, almost boring process is what gets you to where you are. This is how all the companies who are successful start. They start with a very small thing, they go do it, measure, learn, and then keep going, keep failing, keep learning, keep failing, keep learning, and then eventually whoever sticks around the longest pretty much wins out the competition. In most cases, there are exceptions to the rule where some companies get lucky, they get more money, they beat out the competition, but those are exceptions that actually prove the rule. Majority of the businesses, majority of the people who are successful, they follow this simple pattern. They act, they fail, they learn, and then they act again, and they keep going, they keep going, they keep going, and eventually you hit it up. So that's the secret. That's the secret for whether you're doing email marketing campaign, whether you're building lead magnets, whether you're building sales pages, whether you're building landing pages, whether you're writing content for your posts, whether you're making videos. I am making videos right now, 100 videos that I want to put out there just to get good at videos, get better at talking in front of camera, get better at organizing myself for talking in front of camera, and I'm already seeing improvement. I'm learning, I'm speaking a little bit more clearly, I'm looking at the camera more, I'm not referring to my notes as much as I used to. I'm not reading my notes before. I'm not using a teleprompter because the way I like to talk is I just want to be able to get on camera and speak. So that's the secret. That's the thing that you want to try. Just go and do, fail, nobody's watching, no big deal. Even better, gives you a chance to try out without too much pressure on you and trying to create this perfect thing. So that's the goal. Try, act, fail, learn, build, measure, learn, whichever way you want to think about it. That's the way, that's the secret. All right, if you want your leads to come to you and you want to figure out how to do it right, and when you want to nurture those leads and then convert them into your customers, check out my roadmap, down the link in the description, and I will see you next time.